What if I told you that your guilt about money isn't really yours? That it's a lie, carefully programmed into you since you were a kid? What if I told you that your guilt about money isn't really yours? That it's a lie, carefully programmed into you since you were a kid? You've been taught that earning well makes you a bad person, that wanting more is greedy, and that you should feel a little ashamed every time you spend money on something that actually brings you joy. But this feeling, this money shame, is a silent saboteur, quietly destroying your chances at a successful and abundant life. In this context, it can be a deeply destructive psychological force. In this video, we're not just going to talk about money, we're going to expose the cultural programming that created your money guilt and give you the tools to rewire your brain for success without apology. That knot in your stomach when you look at your bank account, that little voice in your head that calls you selfish for wanting a promotion, that isn't a personal failing. It's a program. It's a set of outdated beliefs you inherited without even realizing it. From a young age, we're all bombarded with messages about money from our parents, our culture, and the movies we watch. Maybe you grew up hearing things like, "We can't afford that," or "Money doesn't grow on trees." Perhaps your family saw wealth as something flashy and morally questionable. These aren't just phrases, they're lines of code that write your financial blueprint. This programming creates what psychologists call money shame, a nagging feeling that you're fundamentally flawed because of your financial situation or desires. And shame works differently than guilt. Guilt might make you think, "I did a bad thing," which can motivate you to fix it. But shame tells you, "I am bad." This shame leads to a vicious cycle. You feel bad about money, so you avoid it. You don't open your bills. You don't check your accounts. You don't negotiate your salary. Because dealing with money means dealing with that awful feeling of inadequacy. Studies show this avoidance only makes financial hardship worse, which then cranks up the shame even more. It's a feedback loop designed to keep you stuck, anxious, and playing small. Chronic financial stress doesn't just hurt your bank account. Seriously. Chronic financial stress doesn't just hurt your bank account. It's been clearly linked to anxiety, depression, and a constant feeling of being overwhelmed. Your brain's fear center, the amygdala, gets hijacked by all that financial stress, which literally makes it harder to think clearly and plan for the future. So, let's be crystal clear. The guilt you feel is not a reflection of your character. It's the echo of an old program running in the background. And today, we're going to start uninstalling it by dragging the biggest, most toxic files into the trash. The cultural myths that keep you feeling guilty about success. To break free, we have to deconstruct the lies. These myths are so deep in our culture that we often accept them without a second thought. Myth 1. Money is the root of all evil. Spoiler alert, it's not. This is probably the biggest and most damaging money myth of all. It's a misquoted Bible verse that has been twisted to suggest that money itself is corrupt. The actual verse says, "For the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil." The love of money, not money itself. This belief paints a picture of wealth as a moral failure and rich people as greedy and unethical. When you subconsciously believe that money is evil, of course you're going to feel guilty for wanting it. You start to think that chasing wealth means you're becoming a bad person. But here's the truth. Money is a tool. It's a neutral resource, like a hammer. A hammer can build a house, or it can be used as a weapon against somebody. The tool isn't good or bad. The morality is in the hands of the person using it. Money is the exact same. It can fund corruption, sure, but it can also help build hospitals, support art, and give you the freedom to take care of your family. By telling yourself that money is evil, you're rejecting a powerful tool for creating good in the world. Your desire for financial security is not a moral failing. Myth 2. Wanting more is greedy. The fixed pie fallacy. Ever feel a twinge of guilt for wanting a raise, a bigger home, or a more successful business? This often comes from a deep-seated belief that the economy is a fixed pie. This is the idea that there's only so much wealth to go around, and if you take a bigger slice, someone else gets a smaller one. This zero-sum game makes your success look like the cause of someone else's failure. This is a complete and utter lie. Wealth is not a fixed pie. A healthy economy is constantly growing because value is constantly being created. When you excel at your job and help your company grow, you're not just slicing the pie, you're helping to bake a bigger one. Your ambition to earn more isn't greed, it's a reflection of your desire to create more value and be compensated for it. Feeling guilty for out earning your friends or family is rooted in this fallacy. Your success doesn't cause their hardship. Myth 3. You have to suffer to be worthy of success. This myth is the silent killer of joy. It's the belief that money is only legitimate if it's earned through grueling hardship and relentless work. If success comes too easily, or if you actually enjoy the process, you feel like a fraud. This is classic imposter syndrome, and it's deeply tied to our society's obsession with hustle culture. We're taught to work ourselves to the bone to earn success. This connects your worthiness to your level of suffering. So when you spend money on a vacation, a nice dinner, or anything for pure enjoyment, the guilt creeps in because you feel like you haven't suffered enough for it. You feel like you don't deserve it. Let's dismantle this right now. Your worth as a human being is inherent. It's completely separate from your productivity or your bank balance. You do not need to justify your existence through suffering. True wealth isn't just about accumulating money. It's about having the freedom and peace of mind to enjoy your life. Many of the most successful people attribute their success not just to hard work, but to smart, strategic thinking. They work smart, not just hard. Giving yourself permission to enjoy the fruits of your labor isn't a weakness, it's the whole point. Knowing the myths is one thing, actually rewiring your brain is another. This isn't just positive thinking, it's about using neuroplasticity, your brain's incredible ability to form new pathways based on new thoughts and experiences. Every time you repeat a new thought, you strengthen that neural pathway, making the new belief your automatic default. Here are 3 practical ways to start that rewiring process today. You can't change a program you can't see. First, become a detective of your own mind. Grab a journal and start exploring where your money beliefs come from. Ask yourself, what did my parents say about rich people? What's the first thing I ever learned about money? What feelings come up when I think about spending money on myself? Write down every negative belief you can find. Don't judge, just get them out. I don't deserve to be wealthy. Wanting more is selfish. It's not safe to have a lot of money. Now, right next to each one of those, challenge and reframe it. For example, old belief might be money is the root of all evil. The new empowering reframe: money is a neutral tool that I can use to create security, freedom, and positive impact. Old belief: I feel guilty for spending money on fun. New empowering reframe: enjoying the money I earn is part of a healthy, balanced life. This simple act of challenging and replacing your thoughts is how you put neuroplasticity to work. You're literally telling your brain to fire a new sequence. Once you have your new empowering beliefs, you need to install them through repetition. This is where mantras or affirmations come in. I know it can sound a little cheesy, but the science behind it is solid. Repeating a phrase strengthens neural pathways. Choose one or two of your new reframes that feel the most powerful. Make them your money mantras. Here are a few to get you started. I am worthy of financial success and the freedom it brings. I create value for others and I am compensated generously for it. Money flows to me easily and I manage it wisely. I am grateful for the money I have and I welcome more. Say them out loud every morning. Stick them on your bathroom mirror or on the side of your laptop or computer. When you catch yourself feeling that old pang of guilt, immediately interrupt it with your new mantra. You're stopping the old pattern and consciously firing up the new one. This isn't magic, it's training. Your brain learns from experience. To break the link between spending and guilt, you have to create new experiences that connect spending with joy. First, create a joyful spending account. This is a specific amount of money, even if it's just $20 a month, that you are required to spend on something that brings you pure, unapologetic joy. A fancy coffee, a movie ticket, a book, whatever. When you spend this money, your only job is to enjoy it, guilt free. You're training your nervous system to understand that spending can feel good and safe. Second, practice gratitude. Instead of feeling guilty after a purchase, pause and reframe it with gratitude. Say to yourself, I am so grateful I had the resources to buy this. Gratitude shifts you from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. Research shows that when we feel abundant, our brain is better at making long-term strategic decisions, moving us out of the short-sighted panic of scarcity. For years, you've been carrying the weight of money guilt, believing it was just a part of who you are. But today, you know the truth. Your money guilt is a lie. It's a collection of outdated myths and faulty programming that has been sabotaging your financial life. You now know that money is a tool, that your ambition can help the world, and that you're worthy of success without having to suffer for it. You have the tools to begin rewiring your mind for abundance by exposing old beliefs, installing new mantras, and practicing joyful spending. This isn't an overnight fix. It's a journey of unlearning. But it starts with one decision, the decision to stop apologizing for your success, the decision to believe you are worthy of more. So here is my challenge to you. For the next week, every single time you spend money, I want you to silently say, I am grateful for the means to make this purchase. That's how we make small changes.